we look very smart this past season. We said early on that Matt Nagy was wasting Justin Fields' potential. And there's a certain Bears legend who seems to agree with us. Well, you have the quote on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Bears icon, NFL icon, Hall of Famer, football icon, Dick Butkus was asked about Justin Fields this offseason. Here's what Butkus had to say. He said, I heard from somebody that with Justin Fields, there was really a lack of a coaching job with that kid. From the first day of training camp to the last game, I don't think he was coached very well. It got me thinking early on when he was playing. He'd come to the sideline, he'd take off his helmet and put on a hat and just sit there. You look at other games, Rodgers comes off the field or Mahomes comes off the field, and there's a coach with a clipboard or an iPad, and they're going over things. I didn't see that happening until the last 3 or 4 games. Where were these guys early on? Where were these coaches earlier on? And, you know, you and I talked about this all the time, that Matt Nagy seemed to do an absolutely terrible job with Justin Fields. You know, and there was some questions. Well, is it Fields? Is it Nagy? Well, legend Dick Butkus had this to say, and this is 5 simple words. Fields is the right guy. And I believe that. I think Justin Fields has elite level talent, did a lot of great things at Ohio State. What do you think on this? Do you think this is 100% Nagy? Do you think Nagy truly failed and potentially screwed up Justin Fields?
Listen, I know that the Bears did the right thing when they fired Matt Nagy. The one thing that they didn't do that we thought they should have done is fired him mid-season, just got rid of him. They kept him for way too long. Did he taint the product? No, I don't think so. Fields has a huge arm. He's got great legs, great athlete. I think he is the guy. But one thing Nagy did last season is he called a game. He dumbed it down. He made it basic. Because this is a young rookie quarterback. He didn't need to get so fancy. He's supposed to be an offensively minded genius coach. And when he ran the RPOs, he ran the quick slants, he ran the play action, Fields looked really great. He looked really comfortable. And that's what you need to do with the rookie quarterback. You need to get them comfortable in the offense, let them gain confidence, and then you can go for the crazy stuff. You know, let him use his legs. Let him draw the defense into a false sense of security. Like, oh, he could run, he could pass. We don't know what he's going to do. And Nagy never did that. And I believe that's why they got rid of him. Okay? Now, look who they get. Luke Getsy, quarterback coach from Green Bay. One of the best quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers, was there. If he can rub a little bit of that magic off onto Justin Fields, I don't think he has the complete credit of making Rodgers the player that he is today, but he could help being around a guy like that all the time. Fields has a big arm. He can probably make a lot of the same throws that Rodgers can. They understand. You know, Rodgers is relatively mobile as well, maybe not so much in his older years, but as a young player he was. I think that they can develop an offense around Fields that certainly will make him the guy in Chicago.
You know, you hit on a great point there. Fields has, you know, with his talent, with his legs and his big arm, it should be easy and actually probably simple to build an offense and a strategy around him. You know, one of the things we kind of think of is a lot of these head coaches that, oh, they're expert. You know, football seems so complicated. They know all the right things. You know, they can set up the right schemes and strategy. That's not the case at all. Look, I've worked in corporate America for a number of years now. I remember a few years into, you know, one job, we were losing a lot of really good software developers, and it was pretty easy why. They were getting paid more money and they didn't have to work as many hours to work for another company in the area. And all of our top leadership and all of our top managers, supposedly really great businessmen, right? Just like a head coach with decades of experience, thought it was something completely different. So they decided to throw more pizza parties to keep people involved in the organization. They were way off base. They didn't know what they were doing. Matt Nagy was the same way. It can be so simple with Justin Fields. Just set up the bootlegs, the RPOs, let him use his physical talents to get more comfortable, just like you said. And I think a guy like Getsy, who has worked with a phenomenal athlete, like Aaron Rodgers, his talent, you know, we know his mind is sharp, but his arm talent and his special mobility in the pocket is unreal. You know, he's worked with a guy like that, Getsy has. Let him take that same general principles. Obviously, Fields is a different player than Rodgers, but take that same general principles and, like you said, try and rub off some of that magic. And we could see Justin Fields do a complete 180 in the 2022 season.